Hello, wonderful nonprofit heroes and rock stars. Thank you so much for joining for another video. This is going to be a quick one, also in the vein of reporting basics. So the basics of using Salesforce's reporting function to help leverage your data to make a greater impact in the world through your nonprofit. And today we're talking about the power of subscribing to reports that you already created. A lot of times in a nonprofit world, we need to see the same data updated on a regular basis. And if you're anything like a lot of small nonprofits, you end up recreating the wheel and making the same report over and over because you don't remember where the last one was saved maybe, or you're good enough at making reports that it's easy for you to just go in and create a fresh one. But that creates a lot of clutter, especially if you're saving all of those reports. And there's a lot easier of a way, and that's called a subscription. Why not just have Salesforce email you the updated copy of the report on whatever schedule you ask for? That sounds pretty awesome. So let's talk about today how to do it. Go ahead and log into your Salesforce, of course. Go ahead and click on your Reports tab. You'll remember the last video, we created the open opportunities above $10,000 here in the, this is in my recent, but it's also available in, if I click on all folders and development reports, which we created. Here it is. Now we don't want to click on the report to subscribe to it. That's important. What we do want to do is click on this little arrow over here. This gives us all sorts of options. We can mark it as a favorite report so that it shows up in different places on the left. We can, add it to a dashboard, move it to a different folder, export it into an Excel file, or what we can do is we can subscribe. And this is a pretty straightforward process. So if I wanted to say, let's say I want to receive this open opportunities above $10,000 report. I want an updated copy of it to show up in my inbox every Monday morning so that I can make sure my team is focused on the right things for the week. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to click the little arrow button over here. I'm going to click subscribe. All right. So the first setting is frequency. How often do I want to receive this? Daily, weekly, monthly. Those are the only options. So if you want to receive it quarterly, you can't do that yet, unfortunately. My guess is that Salesforce will build that in the future. And then what day do you want it? So I'm going to say I want this weekly on Monday, and I want it first thing in the morning. So I'm going to actually ask this to run at about 5 a.m. An important thing to know with these, any job in Salesforce that is scheduled, is the start time is an approximation. Generally, they get to it within a couple of minutes of your start time. Sometimes it can take up to an hour. So if you need the report at 8 o'clock, don't put 8 o'clock in here. Put 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. You want to, it can be a delicate balance sometimes because the information is being updated regularly. So you do want the most recent updates, but you also want it to run in time for your important meetings. So I'm going to say 5 a.m. and I'm going to say send email to me. Now, here's a great thing. As a boss, you can go in and say edit recipients, and you can actually list your direct reports or whoever needs to receive this subscription. So you don't just subscribe yourself, you can actually subscribe others as well. So if you've got somebody in your organization who's maybe not as tech savvy and they need to see this report, instead of asking them to log into Salesforce and pull the report manually, you can have them be subscribed to it. You can subscribe them to it, and they receive it in their inbox automatically. So great. We're going to leave this just as me right now because I don't have anybody else in this organization. And then we're going to say run report as me. That's kind of important, mostly for those of us with system administrator capacity, and if we've got what are called roles set up in our Salesforce, which is generally a little bit more of a medium to large size organization, but some small orgs have roles set up. And what that determines is the hierarchy within the organization. So I can say I want to run this as another person. I want to receive the report for my direct reports. I want to see the information that they have access to, but maybe not all of the records that I have access to. So I could run this report as somebody else. In addition, I can add additional conditions to this report by checking this little box here. And then this is really useful if I only want to receive a report let's say for this one, we've got open opportunities above $10,000. I only want this report if that sum of all of those open opportunity amounts is above, say, $5 million. Let's say I'm in a lucky position that I don't have to worry about anything if it's less than $5 million total. So I would add that condition on there, and then that's $50 million. Then I will only receive the report when the sum of amount is greater or equals $5 million. So again, in here, you can have this, I would say greater than, because if it can't really often equal exactly $5 million. Anyway, so you can add conditions, and there's other fields that you can aggregate, record counts. You're looking for a number or currency items in here that it can meet for conditions. For today, that's probably less of an important thing, so we're not going to add that. And when you hit save, that's all you have to do. You'll see a little check mark under the subscribed column, and I can't hit save because of the developer aspect of the organization I'm in, but you'll see a little check mark under subscribed. And all that means is you are subscribed to that report. That's all there is to it. It's pretty straightforward, but it's really useful time saver, especially if you've got multiple reports that you want to show up in your inbox on a regular schedule. So that's all I've got for you today. I look forward to connecting with you again soon. If you haven't already, check out the video around reporting basics to see how we built this open opportunities above $10,000 report. Have a wonderful day and keep making an important impact in the world.